And this stacked deck of a grid is going to have to somehow fight its way through. 3 drivers are guaranteed through, and then there's the other 2.
Where's car 8, which would be on the 9 spot?
No, Annunziata is actually starting shotgun on the field right now.
Hey.
And the number 7 is now running back to the lane. What on earth is happening here?
Oh, he's had to start from the... Oh, is that because he called the timeout?
Here we go then. Here we go then. The 7 is going to start from the pit lane. We're underway at last in the second semi-final of the European Championships. The 110th IC track discipline. We're straight into action then. We've got a car upside down in the first few corners. Hard to tell who that was. I think that might have been the number 10 of Callum Pellas. But regardless, field lead away. Line astern, Simon Kurzbuch leading the field away. And Hagberg going with him early doors, but under some pressure from Leo Arnold. 4th and 5th are as they started as well. Martin Hoody and Mikael Dadarian. The scrap is on. And Francesco Annunziata, remember, having to make up ground from the back. Having started from the rear, having triggered that timeout in the warm-up. And the leaders as they fly down the back straight. And we were told in the opening days here that they would hit around 65 miles an hour down that back straight. They are geared more for the twisty infield sections, but they still hit an incredible speed up through that section. So in the early going then, it's Simon Kurzbuch leading away from the pole, the Swiss driver. 2nd for Alexander Hagberg, 3rd for Leo Arnold, and here is your battle for 4th. Martin Hoody, Mikael Dadarian, Matthias Kuusinen scrapping away for those 4th and 5th positions, those limbo positions if you will. Positions that you don't really want to be in. You want to guarantee your qualifying slot as best you can. But if you've got no other option, then you're going to have to take this and hope that you beat out the targets of the 4th and 5th finishes in the first semi-final. And remember, the target that they've been set is a daunting 48 laps to guarantee themselves in. If not, they've got to complete at least 47, maybe 46 in a quicker time than Patrick Nair. Those finishes in the first semi-final. So now, this is the battle. Hoody holds on to 4th. Dadarian still 5th. They're running line astern for now, trying to feel each other out, trying to feel out weaknesses in their opponent's game. I can confirm Simon Kurzbuch is running away at the moment. He's stamping his mark of authority on this semi-final very early.
Be interesting if Hagberg and Hoody come together and go head-to-head. Effectively, Hagberg will be racing his boss. Do you let him through?
Yes. Now there's a very interesting thought. Do you let the owner of your car through? You let your boss through there? That'll be an interesting thought. But right now, Martin Hoody is scrapping away in 4th spot, and his employee, if you will, Alex Hagberg, his 2nd place, fending off the advances of Leo Arnold in 3rd. And I'll tell you what, I've run through Hagberg's list of achievements already today. A winner of 2 championships this year already, and the 2014 world champion in this discipline. Can he add the 2015 Euros to his ever-expanding trophy cabinet?
And he's obviously my one to watch, my hot tip for the event.
He is as well, which could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how good our commentary jinx is feeling out here. But I have no reason to doubt you in that prediction, James. Hagberg has looked relentlessly strong all week, but I have a feeling he's just lacked a little bit of outright pace. He's got through all his sessions so far without being the outright winner, but he's always been there and always qualified, which means he's always in contention. And that, to me, bears a strong resemblance to Oliver Mack's run through the 1/8 IC Track European Championships. He was always on pace with Dario Balestri for most of the way through the tournament. And then when Balestri led in the final, Mack was 2nd. And when Balestri hit trouble, Mack profited and ended up coming through to be champion. And you can hear a little bit on our radio mics how the wind is starting to pick up there. There's actually a banner coming down on the back straight. One of the banners has come off the fence on the back straight and was on the track surface for a second there. That's proof that the wind's picking up there. What on earth is the marshal doing? He's taking the other banners off as well. I don't quite know what's going on over there, but no need for that. Just get those banners off the track now, and they have. So there's he demonstrated that the wind is definitely picking up here, and cars in and out of the lane. So the first round of pit stops beginning. Was that a little bit too early? I don't think it was for the number 2 car of Alex Hagberg. He's pitted in, so it was an early pit stop, but some real drama there. First time all weekend we've seen part of the track get onto the track surface itself. One of those banners over there. But it has been tied down. A lot of barking down in the lane. There is a car being worked on in the lane. It's hard to tell. But a lot of preparation going on. What is certain is the number 5 has just come in. That's Mikael Dadarian. in and out, quick as you like, quick as a flash. I think Dan Jacobs is due in as well. Here he comes, you see his crewman there, his mechanic, ready to work and ready to send it back out there. As we watch Hagberg. Hagberg has cycled out third, and we talked about it, his boss Martin Hoody is actually right there with him. He was scored second, but he has passed Hoody again. So they are together on the track. James has a mischievous laugh, but for now, that battle ends as Hoody comes into the pits himself. There's a crash out on the first corner, and I think that was the number 6 of Matthias Kuusinen. It is Matthias Kuusinen. He was all over the place there. Went the wrong way briefly. His steering was all over the place, but he is back in the race. He's lost crucial positions already, so there's someone off also, I think, or there was, over in the far corner. One of the marshals returning, so let's try and get some calm back to proceedings, shall we? I know it's very hard to do because this is the least calm place on earth right now, but Simon Kurzbuch is making it look relatively easy for now. And we're watching the third place car of Leo Arnold, who survived the first round of pit stops and is through, and is still in third, I should say, as the breeze is still up here in Izmir, Turkey. We're quite near the coast, so it's the coastal breeze coming through, and it's quite strong, but it's not enough to affect the drivers yet. It may affect the drivers' concentration. They get a sudden gust through, who knows, but for now it's a fairly solid top 3 between Kurzbuch, Hagberg and Leo Arnold. Arnold has still got a little bit of a gap. The top 3 are actually fairly close together. Just see them in the shot. You'll just see the green car from Hagberg just on the outside of the shot sometimes. Right to the right there's Kurzbuch, most of the hairpins, then Hagberg, and then Leo Arnold, the last of those 3. But crucially, they've put a little bit of a gap on Mikael Dedarian, who's actually moved past Martin Hoody for 4th place. Dedarian is going on through to the back straight now in the red number 5, and then Martin Hoody behind him in the white number 4. There they go. 2 streaks of colour there. But Dedarian has moved past Hoody. So that's very interesting. That's a result a speed difference that we did not expect potentially coming into this race. But Dedarian has shown really good flashes of speed when he wants to. And I wonder now, has he got enough to make up some ground on Leo Arnold? He's got a lot of time to make up. But he has time to make up that ground in. He's got 13 minutes still to go, and remember, the battle for third in the last semi-final was not decided until the final minute of the race, until 50 seconds to go in that one, so you've got to be in it to win it. Got to be in contention the whole way. So Mikael Dedarian hanging in there, and he's putting distance on Martin Hoody. Remember, the target those two have been set is to complete at the very least 47 laps, and to do so in a time quicker than Patrick Neyer did in the last round. So very tense. Remember, in the earlier semi-final, both of the 4th and 5th finishers in the first race, they both went through, compared to the 4th and 5th finishers in the second race. Excuse me, just a brief frog in my throat there. As Dedarian continues on, continue his march in 4th, and it looks like those banners have been pinned down now on the back straight fence, which is good to see. Dedarian continues. You just see Hoody there, the white car stalking him for now. Not that big a gap between the two. There's Hoody cycling through, and he's still in contention. Those guys lapping number 10 of Nicolas Karampelas. It doesn't look like we'll get a double bump up this time. Looks like problems for Dan Jacobs as well. His car lost some laps and doesn't appear to be still being scored. So an issue there. Second round of pit stops beginning now then. It's very interesting. Hagberg's car has consistently been one of the first cars in the pit lane. We've got a car off over on the far side. Just there, you see the marshals right there. Now, who is that? I think it's the number 9 of Teemu Saarinen. One of our qualifiers. Is it? It's hard to get a lock on the number. It's the number 7. It's the number 7 of Dan Jacobs, and I was just talking about how he was having issues. He'd already lost a lap or 2, and he's going to lose even more now. So technical gremlins hitting the Dutch driver's chances here, which is a real shame. You almost want, if you're going to lose in one of these big events, you almost want it to be something of your own fault, so you know where the blame lies. If it's a random mechanical failure, it's total chance. It's total fluke in the end. But we're watching now. Let's see if we can find the leaders. Kurzbuch has just come across the start-finish line, coming through the first few corners then. There's your leader, Kurzbuch, who's just in front of the orange car of Francesco Annunziata, who's up to 7th in this one, having made the jump up and won the earlier quarter-final. I think he's going to struggle to try and get the double bump up here, but there's nothing impossible. And even so, I think he'll still be pleased with his weekend's work, considering how his qualifying woes went. This will be a pretty decent turnaround. As Joe Kerry said at the end of the last race, it's fascinating how your setups and the car behaviour can change, and the track conditions can change day on day. We noticed yesterday there was a lot of dust and grit down on the track as Martin Hoody has just come in the pit lane below us. Kersbrook continues to lead. He's in a class of his own right now. Annunziata just behind him, but Kersbrook is well out on his own. This will just illustrate to you the gap between first and second. There's second place Hagberg coming through the screen now. Leo Arnold right there with him in third. And I wonder, has Leo Arnold pitted yet? If he hasn't, and they are very close together on the track. This is your battle for second. And they've got a healthy gap on Mikael Dadarian for fourth place. So these two may well have their own scrap here. If they're sensible, they shouldn't. But if Leo Arnold feels like Hagberg is holding him up, he will have no hesitation on making the move. Nice moves past Annunziata, who gave them plenty of room. Although nearly dive-bombed Arnold again. I think that was more by accident rather than design. So Arnold out coming back to him. There's a lot of chat still in the pit lane. I've never heard a more hectic battle. The referees being kept busy and kept on their toes out here, making sure order is sustained on the track. This battle for second continues. This is all happening about 8 seconds behind Simon Kersbrook, who really has taken his fate into his own hands here. This battle for second, third continuing. Hagberg, a two-time champion already this year and the world champion in this discipline. There is perhaps no one more decorated in today's field than him. We've got Leo Arnold hounding him with him, pushing him all the way. Hagberg, for me, has not had the overall pace. And as I said earlier, Oliver Mack was not exactly at the top of every single timesheet out in Germany, and he still prevailed confidently in the end. So as long as you're there or thereabouts, you are through. And Hagberg has looked solid and clinical when it's counted. For example, right now, when he's needed to qualify through, he didn't quite have the one-lap speed. The Master's retrieving a car. That's Francesco Annunziata. His car being retrieved in the first few corners. So we continue watching the second place battle. They continue on. And you really do need 360-degree vision to keep an eye on every battle that's going on the track. Now, nose to tail at either end of the racetrack right now. And Leo Arnold has ducked into the lane. So I think that gap was... Oh, he spun in the lane! Oh my goodness, he didn't need that. He did not need that. And fortunately, he's still got a comfortable margin. You'll see it there. Arnold's on the right shot, and then coming through now will be Mikael Dadarian. Dadarian is in the orange car, the second of the two orange cars that went through shot there. Just going through the bus stop now. There's Arnold going up the back straight. And there is, well, that's Annunziata, but that second car in shot, the darker orange of the two, that's Dadarian. So that's how the gap's closed up. And that was an error he did not need. Let's have a look at that on the VRC Pro replay. Here we go. He's in the lane, and then he just takes off quickly and he wheel spins, and he spins facing the wrong way, and he couldn't quite get the turn complete. Nice job by the mechanic there, just to bat that car around into a straight line again and save him a little bit of time. Luckily, did not cost him a third place yet. He's still keeping that third place just. Dadarian is your fourth place runner. Martin Hoody, the Slovakian, is fifth. And we have something going on. We have something going on in the first few corners.
It was stop-go for Hagberg for some reason.
A stop-go penalty for Alexander Hagberg. Something happened to Hagberg then, and that must mean he has lost second place then to Leo Arnold. He has. That is exactly what Hagberg did not need. So it could be Hagberg falling into the clutches of Mikael Dadarian, especially as Hagberg has been the earliest pitter out of everyone here. He's been having his pit stops much earlier than everyone else in every round, in every pit stop cycle. So Hagberg under pressure here. The tension cranking up on the 2014 world champion and the 2015 electric 1/12 and 1/10 champion as well. This is a guy who's used to the pressure cooker environment of winning titles. This should not faze him, but is not what he needed. I can only assume his stop-go penalty may well have been for an unsafe release in the pits. Who knows? I didn't see any contact, but it's put him under the gun. It's put him under huge pressure. Mikael Dadarian is not that far back. He's only a couple of cars back now. So here is your third place runner, Alexander Hagberg, the Swedish driver, multiple times champion already this year, and a man on a quest for a third major title in one season. An incredible accomplishment, but he's going to have to do it the hard way. Leo Arnold has actually gapped him a little bit for second place, which I find interesting. Arnold clearly has a little bit of car speed on him, and it's a very good way of doing it. There's Arnold in second place. Just up ahead, Kjørsbuk is long gone, by the way. He's a very long way in front. Kjørsbuk up over half a lap on second place Arnold. So Kjørsbuk is taking this race by the scruff of the neck and making it his. And that's the best way to treat these semi-final qualifiers. You take every element of chance out of it and make it your own in the most definitive fashion. Here's second place Leo Arnold. And he's gapped third place at Hagberg by the tune of about 1.8 seconds. So this is becoming more and more pivotal. Arnold is second then, third for Hagberg. I'm interested to see if we drop back onto Hagberg, the green car in third place. There he is, there's Hagberg. And we'll keep on him, but I'm just going to have a look myself what the gap is to Mikael Dedarian. And Dedarian's gap has actually increased. It's about 10 seconds between third and fourth place, so Hagberg can breathe a little bit easier. But the pressure now on Dedarian and Martin Hoody. How many laps did they complete? Remember, ideally they have to complete 48 laps to make them safe, but the winner of the last heat did not even complete 48 laps. So theoretically, they've got to hope to complete at least 47 and hope they do them in less time than the fourth and fifth place finishes in the previous race. As Kjørsbuk's just come into the lane beneath us. And he's back out and away. Very smooth race from Kjørsbuk, Swiss driver, who has really impressed me. And seeing him out in the 1/8 championship in Ettlingen, phenomenal qualifier and a great runner. And now, you just saw on screen, Hagberg has just come out in front of Leo Arnold. So a brief change for second, but I think Hagberg is yet to pit in this final round of pit stops.
Just wondering if he will pit or not. 3 minutes 43 to go.
I don't think he can make it stretch that far, although he may try the Joe Carey tactic. Yes, he is in. There is no need to risk it, being as they're in second and third. Obviously, the crucial moment there is where's fourth place Mikael Dedarian. I can tell you, Dedarian is still coming through the final few corners. So Hagberg is safe for now. He's okay. You can breathe a little sigh of relief down in the Hagberg camp. And it's looking to me like those top three are starting to lock in a little bit more certain. Of course, nothing is an absolute certainty in RC racing until the very end of the race. But Simon Kjørsbuk has been nailing his stints out there, hitting his marks consistently every single lap. It's a relentless performance. His car is running very well out there, and he will be a tough opposition for anyone going up against him up in the final. I think he's been a threat to anyone. Leo Arnold second then, and third place for Alex Hagberg. Now has Matt's seen something we didn't there. He's just seen the number 9 car be recovered. That's the number 9 of Teemu Saarinen, who's had issues throughout the race. So if we lock back in with the leader, who's coming through those corners there, Simon Kjørsbuk, he's the last of those cars coming through those corners. There he is, the red, yellow and white car, the multicolour car coming through. He's actually going to come out just behind the fifth place car of Mikael Dedarian, so he laps him. And he's going to also lap Martin Hoody. There's the fourth and fifth place runners. Hoody's got ahead of Dedarian, but again, I wonder if that's pit strategy or not. I think it may well be Hoody getting a better stop, because with this late in the going, you don't really leave your pit stops to much later unless you're Patrick Neher, which is very unexpected in the last race. Kjørsbuk, slices past Martin Hoody. A great overtake. I mean, Hoody obviously didn't defend his position that hard, but that's still probably not where he expected to be overtaken. And right now, to answer your question, you're watching Kjørsbuk there. Hoody is in fourth place, and third place Patrick Hagberg is basically at the other end of the track. There is a good half to 3/4 of a lap between third and fourth place right now. So your top three looking more and more secure, and the question now is going to come down to how many laps do fourth and fifth place complete. And I think it's going to be a similar scenario to the Euro B. I don't think they're going to make it. Fourth and fifth are on 42 laps right now. The leader is on 43. They're coming around to complete 43 laps this time. And they've got to get to at least 47 to be in contention. At the very least 46. Plenty of encouragement. Martin Hoody just in and out of the lane now. He's down and away. A good stop. And he's back out there. Still ahead of Matthias Kustonen in sixth place. James is shaking his head. He doesn't believe that Dedarian and Hoody can make it to their target laps. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very close, but I think they might make 46 laps, which puts them in contention for the fifth place finisher in the last race, who was Quentin Leroux, who completed 46 laps in 20 minutes 08.082. If they make 46 laps, then they're in contention there, but it's only going to be one of them. A Car is slowing though. Car is slowing. Over on the far side, is that Leo Arnold who's stopped? Is that Leo Arnold who's stopped? Have we got late drama? It is. I think it is. That's the number 3 car. Oh my word. That has thrown the cat among the pigeons in the last 60 seconds of this race. They're desperately trying to get that car restarted in the lane, but I think it's going to be too late. Through goes Hootie. And I think Dadarian has already gone through into the final 10 seconds. This has blown this thing wide open. Now who on earth is the third qualifier? Coming through to complete the end of this second semi-final. A late dramatic twist. Simon Kurzbuch is going to come through to win the semi-final, and book his spot in the final. We've also got Patrick Hagberg's car stopped out on track now. Has he finished? I think Hagberg had finished his race. I hope he has anyway. But through comes Leo Arnold. There's Leo Arnold. There's Hagberg's car being retrieved. You have to feel like Hagberg's already finished. I think he has. But crucially, Mikael Dadarian has finished 3rd, 4th for Martin Hootie, and 5th in the end for Leo Arnold. He plunged from 3rd to 5th in one final lap. But crucially,